Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mr. Finance, and today we'll unravel the mystery of building your emergency fund. Picture this. You're cruising through life when suddenly a financial roadblock appears. It could be an unexpected repair, a medical expense, or even a job loss. Now imagine having a safety net, money set aside just for these unforeseen events. That's an emergency fund, your financial lifeline. Stick around as we break down the 7 steps to build your emergency fund. Step 1, folks, assess where you're at financially. This is your starting point in building that all-important emergency fund. It's about understanding your income, expenses, and any outstanding debts you may have. It's like peeling back the layers of your financial life, revealing what's really going on underneath. Let's start with your income. This is the money flowing into your pocket every month, whether it's from a job, a side gig, or any other source. Then there's your expenses, everything from rent and groceries to your Netflix subscription. Subtract your expenses from your income and you'll find out how much money you have left over. Don't forget about your debts. Student loans, credit card balances, car payments, they all count. Paying off debt is a crucial part of financial health. Once you've crunched these numbers, you'll have a clearer picture of your financial landscape. This will help you determine how much you can realistically save each month. Now, let's move on to step 2. Step 2, set a realistic goal. The first thing you need to ponder is how much you should ideally save in your emergency fund. A common guideline is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. But this is not a one-size-fits-all situation. You need to take into account your personal circumstances. Consider your job stability. If your income fluctuates or if your job isn't secure, you might want to aim for a bigger cushion. Health is another factor. If you or a family member has health issues, a larger emergency fund could be a wise move. Also, consider the size of your family. More dependents usually mean more potential for unexpected expenses. Remember, the goal of an emergency fund is to provide a financial safety net. By setting a realistic goal tailored to your situation, you're creating a buffer against life's unexpected events. Keep your goals in sight, folks. Step 3, create a budget. A budget isn't just a piece of paper or a spreadsheet, it's a financial compass guiding you towards your financial goals. It's about tracking your income, your spending, and identifying areas where you can cut back. Are those daily gourmet coffees really necessary? Could you switch to a cheaper gym? What about those subscriptions you never use? Creating a budget helps you to prioritize your spending, and it's an essential tool in building your emergency fund. It's all about finding that extra money to boost your savings. Think of it as a game of financial hide and seek. You're seeking out the hidden money in your budget. The money you save on unnecessary expenses is money that can be redirected into your emergency fund. It's all about making your money work harder for you. Remember, saving money here means more money for your emergency fund. Step 4, open a separate savings account. Have you ever heard the saying, out of sight, out of mind? Well, this principle applies perfectly when it comes to an emergency fund. By keeping your emergency fund separate from your regular savings, you reduce the temptation to dip into it for non-emergency expenses. It's kind of like having a secret stash of cookies that you only touch when you really deserve a treat. This separate account should ideally be easily accessible, but not too easy that you're tempted to make withdrawals for just any reason. It's there for emergencies, remember? And hey, many banks offer savings accounts with attractive interest rates. So your emergency fund won't just sit there, it'll grow over time. Now, isn't that a double win? So go ahead, make your move. Open that separate savings account and start building your financial safety net. Let's make it happen. Step 5, automate your savings. This is where technology comes to our rescue. By setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to your emergency fund, you're essentially making the process of saving effortless. Think of it as a silent partner diligently working behind the scenes to secure your financial future. You see, when we manually transfer money, we often second-guess ourselves, wondering if we can really spare the cash. With automated transfers, the decision is already made for you, and you adjust your spending habits accordingly. You can set it up to coincide with your payday so that a portion of your income goes directly into your emergency fund. It's like having a stealthy financial superhero taking a tiny bit of your money and secretly stashing it away for a rainy day. Before you know it, your emergency fund grows without you even noticing. And when you do, you'll turn to your automation setup and say, "Thanks, you're the best." Step 6. Cut unnecessary expenses. Now, this can be a game changer in your journey to build a robust emergency fund. It's all about distinguishing between wants and needs. A need is something essential for survival, like food and shelter. A want, on the other hand, is something that is nice to have, but not essential. Start by reviewing your monthly expenses. Look for items that don't align with your goal of building an emergency fund. Do you have a gym membership you don't use? Consider canceling it. Are you subscribed to multiple streaming services? Maybe it's time to pick your favorite and let the others go. Eating out frequently? Try cooking at home more often. Not only will this save money, but it can also be a fun and healthy hobby. Cutting unnecessary expenses doesn't mean you have to live a Spartan life. It's about making smart choices that align with your financial goals. Think of it as a financial diet where you're cutting out the junk and focusing on the essentials. Making these changes can free up a surprising amount of money. Money that was once spent on non-essential items can now be directed towards building your emergency fund. So, take a hard look at your spending habits and start trimming the fat. You'll be amazed at how quickly your emergency fund can grow when you're not wasting money on unnecessary expenses. Remember, every penny saved is a penny earned